Hello, this is Bill Jones from Freedom's Nest. Another day at Freedom's Nest with another scene from American communist theocracy, treason, sedition, and subversion. And our topic today is going to be American Dems overthrowing Israeli government. Yes, that's what I said. There is presently, as of today, an election that is being held in Israel. And I'm going to show you where the American Democratic Party has been directly involved in the election of a foreign country. And I will detail how they are attempting to overthrow the government of Israel, their reasons for it, and what have you. It relates back to a show or a mini documentary I did in February, and that's on YouTube. If you want to go back and check and listen to that, and that's the Democratic Party, member of the International Communist Cartel. And that's how it's all related to the Israeli election today. We will get into that in much detail. But first, I've got to do what I got to do, and you know what I always got to do. If you've heard me before, got to do my oath. And the first thing we always do is take care of administrative business. Got to do the business first, and that's the oath. I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, so help me God. And as I always say, been keeping that oath since 1965, July 1965, when I joined the Navy. To see the world, and what did I see? The Atlantic, it was frantic. Well, yeah, the enemy then was communism, as it is now. And what I mean by communism is a generic term to me. Those adhering to the Communist Manifesto and the guidelines of the Communist Party in 1921. That's what I mean by communist. They're proletarians, they're political party supremacy, despotic, the whole thing there. And it's a lot easier to just say commie or communist. And that's what I mean by that. And general quarters. All hands man your battle stations. Up and forward to starboard, down and aft to port. Set material condition zebra throughout the ship. This is not a drill. Communist insurrection. General quarters. What we're looking at is a website of the Progressive Alliance. Progressive Alliance is an international political organization. The Democratic Party of the United States is a board member as well as being a participant. This is a participants page. We have elections today in Israel. I want you to note, I'll go down and name the political parties that are participants who are from the Middle East area, and some are Palestinian, and some are Israeli, and other countries in the region. You will notice that Progressive Alliance. Progressive, I don't care what you say. I've been a anti-communist since 1960 for over 55 years. I know what communism looks like. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I know what communism looks like. And you use all the phony names you want and all the propaganda names you want. They're the same thing. They adhere to the Communist Manifesto, the guidelines of the Communist Party, 1921, based upon the prophets of the communist religion, Engels and Marx, both atheists. And I'll get into that a little bit later, but let's go down the list here. Let's go down the list and see the countries in the area. And we'll go down. We have Egypt, Egyptian Socialist Democratic Party, ESDP. We'll go down a little farther down the list. We have Iran. Here we are. We have people who are complaining about senators writing letters to the Ayatollahs there in Iran. And look who the Democrats are participating with. They're participating with people or political parties in Iran. The Democratic Party of Iranian Kurdistan, the Kamala Party of Iranian Kurdistan, the Kamala Party of Kurdistan. In Iraq, the Kurdistan Socialist Democratic Party. Then we have in Israel. Now look at this. Now isn't this interesting? Netanyahu's running and his opposition, and look, we hear about the stories about Obama's cronies going over there and helping out in the election, and look who could they be helping? Directly helping the Labour Party and the Meretz Party. Both are opposition parties to Netanyahu. I spoke about this very briefly in that previous documentary that I had done last month. These are all labor parties, social democratic parties, socialist parties, movements. Give me a break. This is all communism. I don't care what kind of name you give it. You can have all the code words you want. It's still communism, communism, communism. And the Labor Party of Israel is an opposition party to the person in power. They are trying to affect the government of Israel. They're trying to overthrow it and turn it into turmoil and have it run by communists, socialists, social democrats, progressives. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. Now you go down a little farther, you see Jordan there, Jordanian Social Democratic Party. Yeah, they deal with them. They deal with them. Lebanon, Progressive Socialist Party, PSP. They're right next door to Israel. And let's go down a little further. Little further. And we'll get down here. We have problems over there. Osama bin Laden was over there in Pakistan. Look at that. They do have stuff with Pakistan also. But Palestine, the Fatah and the Palestinian National Initiative, PNI. Look at that. The enemies of Israel. Palestine. And we have the American Democratic Party involved in them? Sure, because we're going to come down here. We're going to come down here a little farther on down. And we're going to look at we got Turkey there, the Republican People's Party of Turkey. That's in the general area there. And look at that. USA, Democratic Party. Democratic Party are participants with these other political parties around the world. That's what's known, ladies and gentlemen, as world communism. And they're effectively trying to overthrow the government of Israel. Now, by impacting their election, of course. And I'm going to be getting into some slides here in just a second. On page 25 of the Communist Manifesto, written, of course, by Engels and Marx in 1848. The bulk of it has been edited somewhat since then. But here they have it. The communists are further reproached with desiring to abolish countries and nationalities. That's why we're having the problem on our border. But here we have the Democratic Party which adheres to the Communist Manifesto and the guidelines of the Communist Party. They don't care about borders. They abolish countries and nationalities. And we're going to get into a little further what else they abolish. They abolish a lot of other things. But they abolish, they don't really recognize a country. They just become communist. That's what their motive is, world communism. And this is how they do it. They affect elections. Sometimes it's just outright invasions, other ways. Then page 26 of the Communist Manifesto. You notice the second paragraph down here, and I want to key in on that. There are besides eternal truths such as freedom, justice, etc., and that are common to all states of society. But communism abolishes eternal truths. It abolishes all religion and all morality. Instead of constituting them on a new basis, it therefore acts in contradiction to all past historical experience. And let me tell you about the historical experience. I go over this over and over and over and over. They kill people, they enslave people. They're totalitarian societies. They're despots. On and on and on. That's their historical experience. And now they're working their dirty over there in Israel with elections. They abolish eternal truths. They abolish all religion. So I guess Judaism and the Jewish state will no longer be the Jewish state. It's going to become a communist state, a social democratic state, same thing. And they're going to abolish all morality. That's the Ten Commandments. I wonder, the Jews are, if they'd like to see their Ten Commandments abolished, their moral standards in their society. That's what the goal is of communists. And what are their other goals and aims? Their strategies. Well, we know from page 34 of the Communist Manifesto. Finally, they labor everywhere for the union and agreement of the democratic parties of all countries. And you just saw what I showed you from the Progressive Alliance. Democratic parties, Communist, Democratic Party, it's the same thing. Next paragraph. The communists disdain to conceal their views and aims. They openly declare that their ends can be attained only by the forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions. Let the ruling classes tremble at a communistic revolution. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. Working men of all countries unite. We're talking about Israel today, aren't we? We sure are. And a lot of other countries. Because we have people in democratic parties who want to have a totalitarian world. That's their worldview. That's their new society. Their new social order. They're working on it today in Israel. And the aim, of course, is communism. And as I leave you today, if you are viewing this and you're not on my website, Recapture Federalism, or the other website is Operation Official Misconduct. If you would go to either one of those sites, subscribe, we can send you some more information. We have some other things. I've got some on Recapture Federalism right now and YouTube channel, which is Federalist NO 51. Federalist number 51. I have about 96, 97 videos. They're all free. Please come and look. Until the next time, good day.